Hello, and thank you for joining me for a quick overview of the Xerox Work Center copy features. We're going to start by hitting the Service Home screen to ensure we are loaded at the initial login screen. You will then hit the Copy option. In this screen, you will see all the basic features needed for everyday use. On the left-hand side, you have your reduce and enlarge options. You can add by 1% or subtract by 1% at a time, as well as use any of the presets for normal, reduction, and enlargement settings. The next row is your paper supply options. As long as Auto Paper Select is highlighted, the machine will use the paper tray that matches the size of the document placed in the feeder or on the glass. You may also manually select a tray if that tray is desired for a certain reason, example letterhead or special paper. The next row is your two-sided options. By default, your machine will be set to 1 to 1. However, you have the options for 1 to 2, 2 to 2, or 2 to 1 for your duplex and simplex copy needs. The last row will be determined by the finishing options your machine has available to you. If you have staple and hole punch, you will see these options on the far right column. If your machine does not have a finisher, you will not see the staple and hole punch options. You can hit the advanced screen, which will allow you to do multiple finishing options at the same time. So if I needed to staple a document and uncollate it, I can pick multiple options from that advanced selection screen. The Clear All button will allow you to reset all the settings, so if you make a mistake, you can get back to the default configuration. Across the top, I will quickly touch on the four advanced buttons. Once we open up the Image Quality button, this is where you can make changes to improve the quality of your copy. Things like, what type of document am I copying? Do I need that document to be lighter or darker? Do I need to do any kind of color correction to adjust the density or sharpness of that document? Layout adjustment are things to affect the original that you're laying on the machine. Do I need to erase the border of that document? Do I need to program a custom size? By clicking one of these buttons, you have several options. A preset area, you determine exactly what size the document is. Mix size originals is used if I need to put pages of different size in the feeder at the same time and perform one copy job on all originals. Book copying for copying out of a manual. Image shifting to move the document around on the page are some of the common features used on the Xerox device. Output format, again, these will depend on what your machine has available to you. The most common ones in here would be special pages. If I wanted to pull a different paper stock for a different page in the document. Example, I want to put a different paper color as the cover of my document. I could simply tell it I want my cover to come out of a certain tray, and I could go back to the main screen and then tell the document that I wanted my inside pages to come out of tray 1 or tray 3 or whatever that case may be. Another common used function is under the annotations feature, where you can do things like page numbering, an actual comment where you can type a word on the page, a date on the page, or a bait stamp, which is a custom ascending number, basically page numbering with a prefix added to it if you need to use that function as well. The last tab is the Job Assembly tab. The really nice feature under here is this feature called Build Job. What this allows me to do is if I have a document that is too big to fit in the feeder, or it's mixed sizes, or it's receipts that cannot go through the feeder, but you need to make one copy job out of all those, you can simply turn this on. You will put your pages on the feeder or in the glass, hit the Start button. It will pull those pages through. Once those pages are done, it will tell you how many pages were pulled in that first segment. You can then load your next segment, either in the feeder or on the glass. Hit start again. It will pull more pages in, filling out this second pages section. When you are completely done, you will be able to release the entire document, as well as delete the document if so needed. That is a quick overview of the Xerox copy screen. A few other buttons of importance while doing copy are the Start, Clear, and Stop button. The Start button is the button to tell the machine to start making your copies. The Clear All button is the Reset button to get all your settings back to default. And the Stop button will stop your job in progress if you realize that it is incorrect after it has started running. as well as your number pad is where you can tell it how many copies you would like the machine to make. If you type in the wrong number of copies and have several other settings selected, you can very easily hit the C key to remove the number of copies without deleting the rest of your settings. If you had hit the clear all feature, you would have reset all your settings back to default. We do highly recommend using the clear all button every time you walk up to and leave the machine to make sure that you do not get the person's settings that are in front of you and the person after you does not get your settings. Thank you for your time and attention.